Hello, African child. Thank you for surviving another day. Your ancestors are proud of you. Where are you listening from tonight? And what time is it where you are drifting off to sleep? Before you drift asleep, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a night of rest, ritual, and storytelling. If you would like to support the channel, you may buy me a cup of hibiscus tea. You can do so using the link in the description below. Now, it is story time, my friend. Close your eyes. Let the world soften around you. And let the story begin. You are in the Sahel, that great transitional zone where the Sahara Desert slowly yields to the grasslands of Africa. The evening air carries the scent of acacia blossoms and distant wood smoke, while the first stars begin to appear in the deepening indigo sky. Tonight, you will witness a vision of what could be, a dream of Africa unified, beginning here in this land that has always been a bridge between worlds. After decades of careful negotiation, shared vision, and gradual integration, the 54 nations of Africa have become one. The continent now stands as the United Republic of Africa, and you are here to understand how it happened, starting with the contribution of the Sahel, this seemingly harsh but profound rich region that stretches like a golden thread across the continent's midsection. You begin walking along a path that winds through the savannah, your feet finding the ancient rhythm that connects you to the millions who have traveled these trade routes for over a millennium. The Sahel is endowed with significant natural wealth, including oil, natural gas, gold, phosphates, and vast renewable energy potential. And in this united Africa, these resources have become the foundation of something extraordinary. In the distance, you see the gentle glow of solar farms stretching towards the horizon. Vast array of panels that catch the generous Saharan sun and convert it into clean energy. The Sahel's abundant sustainable energy resources can transform the fortunes of over 340 million people, and the region sits atop some of the largest aquifers on the continent. These twin gifts, limitless solar potential, and hidden water reserves, have become the Sahel's offering to the United Nations. You pause beside a new settlement where engineers from Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso work alongside colleagues from across the continent. Their voices creating a gentle symphony of African languages as they coordinate the expansion of the Great Sahel Solar Grid. This massive infrastructure project, funded by the Unified Nations pooled resources, now provides clean energy not just to the Sahel, but to cities as far as Lagos and as far east as Nairobi. The evening breeze carries the sound of children laughing in a nearby village, and you follow the sounds to discover something remarkable. Here, in what was once considered one of Africa's most challenged regions, you find a thriving community where Tuareg nomads work alongside Fulani herders and Hausa farmers. Their traditional knowledge now supported by modern technology and unified investments. In the Sahel, renowned for its immense musical wealth, music accompanies daily life and serves as a reflection of society and its evolution. As you settle on a low stone wall to rest, you hear the gentle plucking of a kora echoing across the settlement. The ancient West African harp weaving melodies that seem to embody the spirit of this new Africa, rooted in tradition, yet reaching toward an integrated future. In this vision, the Sahel has become the continent's energy heart. The harsh sun that once made survival difficult now powers hospitals in Ghana, factories in Kenya, and schools in South Africa. The region's mineral wealth, gold from Mali, uranium from Niger, phosphate from Morocco's southern reaches, now belong to all Africans, managed collectively for the benefit of the entire continent, rather than exported to enrich foreign corporations. You watch as a convoy of electric trucks passes by, carrying equipment for a new wind farm. The vehicles are painted in the colors of the unified African flag, a beautiful design that incorporates symbols from every region, with the Sahel represented by the golden sun and the flowing dunes that have shaped this land for millennia. These trucks run on electricity generated right here in the Sahel, part of a transportation network that now connects Cape Town to Cairo without a single drop of fossil fuel. As the night deepens, you encounter a group of young people gathered around a small fire, their faces illuminated by the gentle flames as they share stories and dreams. They are students from the University of the Sahel, a new institution that draws learners from across the continent to study renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and desert reclamation. Their conversation flows seamlessly between Arabic, French, and English, with phrases of Bambara and Wolof woven throughout, a linguistic tapestry that reflects the new Africa's embrace of its diversity. One young woman, her voice soft with wonder, speaks of the Great Green Wall Project, now in its fourth decade of implementation. What began as a modest effort to plant trees along the desert's edge has become a continental marvel, a band of green stretching 8,000 kilometers from Senegal to Djibouti. In the unified Africa, this project received funding and expertise from every region, transforming not just the landscape, but the lives of millions who now work in sustainable forestry, solar panel maintenance, and ecotourism. You leave the students to their gentle conversations and continue walking, drawn by a soft glow on the horizon. As you approach, you discover one of the most beautiful sights in this new Africa, a water garden, where traditional Sahel irrigation techniques have been combined with modern desalination technology, using solar power to extract water from deep aquifers and remove salt from the minimal surface water. These gardens have become oases of abundance in what was once considered barren land. The garden is tended by families who trace their ancestry back through generations of desert dwellers. Their knowledge of drought-resistant crops now supported by agricultural scientists from across the continent. Millet and sorghum, grow in carefully designed plots, while date palms and acacia trees provide shade and windbreaks. The entire system is designed to work with nature rather than against it, embodying the wisdom that the Sahel's people have always carried. Settling on a bench carved from a fallen baobab tree, you close your eyes and listen to the subtle sounds of this transformed landscape. Water trickles through irrigation channels. Night birds call from the growing trees. And somewhere in the distance, the soft hum of wind turbines adds a modern harmony to the ancient symphony of the desert nights. In your peaceful state, you begin to understand the true gift the Sahel has brought to unified Africa. It is not just the solar panels or the mineral wealth, though these are important. It is the region's fundamental understanding of survival, resilience, and the careful management of scarce resources. The Sahel's people have always known how to find abundance in apparent scarcity, how to build communities that can endure through droughts and plenty alike. This wisdom has become central to the new Africa's approach to development. Instead of the wasteful consumption patterns that characterized the old world, the unified continent has embraced the Sahel's philosophy of sustainable abundance, using only what is needed, sharing resources equitably, and always thinking of future generations. As you drift into a meditative state, you can almost see the invisible threads of energy and connection that now flow from the Sahel across the continent. Solar power generated in Mali lights homes in Mozambique. Wind energy from Niger powers factories in Nigeria. The region's gold helps back a new Pan-African currency that has freed the continent from dependence on foreign exchange systems. More importantly, the Sahel's cultural contributions now flow along these same channels. The region's musical traditions, from the blues-tinged desert songs of Mali to the complex polyrhythms of Chad, now blend with sounds from every corner of Africa, creating new forms of artistic expression that celebrates unity while honoring diversity. The Sahel's tradition of griots, the traveling historians and musicians who preserve oral culture, has evolved into a continental network of storytellers who maintain the shared narrative of the unified nation. The night air grows cooler, and you pull a soft blanket around your shoulders, woven in the traditional patterns of the Sahel, but made from cotton grown in the fertile regions to the south and dyed with natural pigments from across the continent. This simple textile tells the story of the new Africa. Traditional techniques supported by a continental cooperation, local materials enhanced by shared knowledge, ancient patterns expressing modern unity. You think of the challenges that had to be overcome to make this vision real. The Sahel, like all of Africa, had endured decades of external interference, resource extraction by foreign powers, and the artificial borders drawn by colonial administrators. But in this imagined 2055, the region's people have reclaimed their agency, working within the framework of continental unity to ensure that their resources serve African development first and foremost. The African Union's African Solidarity Initiative aimed to mobilize commitments and contributions of any nature in human and financial resources to support national efforts of reconstruction and development. In this unified Africa, that vision has been realized on an unprecedented scale. The Sahel's energy exports generate revenue that funds education in East Africa, infrastructure development in Central Africa, and technology research in Southern Africa, while receiving in return manufactured goods, agricultural products, and technical expertise from across the continents. The sound of water against stone draws your attention to a small fountain nearby, its gentle splash creating ripples that catch the starlight. This fountain, fed by solar powered pumps drawn from deep aquifers, represents one of the most profound transformations in the new Africa. Water, once a source of conflict and scarcity in the Sahel, has become a symbol of abundance and cooperation. The unified government's massive investments in water infrastructure has made the desert bloom. But more than that, it has demonstrated the power of collective action. When every African contributed according to their ability to develop the Sahel's water resources, everyone benefited from the increased agricultural production, the expanded possibilities for settlements, and the reduced pressure for climate migration. You lean back against the fountain's edge and gaze up at the star-filled sky. The same constellations that guided ancient caravans across these very lands. In these peaceful moments, you can almost hear the whispered conversations of those long ago travelers, merchants from Timbuktu carrying salt and gold, pilgrims journeying to Mecca, scholars sharing knowledge between the great universities of West Africa and the learning centers of the Nile Valley. Those ancient trade networks, you realize, were the precursors to the integration you are witnessing. The Sahel has always been a place where different cultures meet and blend, where goods and ideas flow across vast distances, where diversity is not just tolerated but celebrated as essential for survival. In becoming part of unified Africa, the region has simply returned to its natural role as a connector, a bridge builder, a facilitator of exchange between different worlds. As your breathing slows and deepens, matching the gentle rhythm of the fountain beside you, you reflect on how the Sahel's approach to time has influenced the new Africa. In this region, where survival often depends on patience, waiting for the rains, enduring the dry seasons, allowing seeds to germinate in their own time, people have always understood that sustainable development cannot be rushed. This wisdom has shaped the unified continent's approach to growth. Instead of the frantic pace of industrialization that characterized other regions of the world, Africa has chosen a more measured path, allowing each region to develop its strengths while maintaining ecological balance and social harmony. The Sahel's solar farms were not built overnight, but grew organically over decades, with each new installation carefully planned to avoid disrupting migration routes, grazing lands, or cultural sites. The night breeze carries the scent of rain, still rare, but no longer non existent, thanks to the climate modifying effects of the Great Green Wall and the vast solar installations that have begun to alter local weather patterns in beneficial ways. This rain is precious, and you know that every drop will be carefully collected, stored, and used according to the traditional water management techniques that the Sahel's people have perfected over millennia. In the distance, you hear the soft lowing of cattle, and your heart fills with contentment. The Fulani herders who have moved across these lands for centuries continue their ancient migrations. But now, they do so with the support of the unified government. GPS tracking ensures their animals don't conflict with solar installations. Mobile veterinary units provide healthcare for their herds, and digital networks keep them connected to markets across the continent where their products are valued and fairly priced. This integration of traditional lifestyles with modern technology exemplifies the Sahel's contribution to the new Africa. Rather than abandoning ancient ways of life in favor of urbanization and industrialization, the region has shown how traditional knowledge can be enhanced and supported by modern tools, creating forms of development that are both economically successful and culturally sustainable. Your eyelids grow heavy as you contemplate the profound peace of this transformed landscape. The harsh struggle for survival that once characterized much of the Sahel has given way to a gentler existence where the region's natural abundance, hidden for so long beneath the surface, finally serves the needs of its people. Children born in this unified Africa will grow up knowing that their region's solar energy powers hospitals in distant countries, that their traditional music influences artists thousands of miles away, that their ancestors' wisdom about desert survival has helped shape policies for the entire continent. As sleep begins to claim you, you are filled with a deep sense of hope. The Sahel's transformation represents more than just economic development or technological advancements. It represents the triumph of human cooperation over artificial division, of sustainable abundance over resource scarcity, of patient wisdom over hasty exploitation. In your dreams, you will continue to explore this vision of unified Africa, following the golden thread that the Sahel has woven from the Atlantic to the Red Sea, connecting deserts to forests, mountain to coast, ancient wisdom to modern possibility. Tomorrow night, your journey will continue southward, where the forests and cities of sub-Saharan Africa have their own incredible story to tell. But for now, rest here in the heart of the Sahel, where the solar panels catch moonlight like sleeping mirrors, where the wind turbines turn slowly in the gentle night breeze, and where the sound of flowing water promises that even the driest deserts can bloom when tended with love, wisdom, and the collective will of an entire continent working in harmony. The stars wheel slowly overhead, the same stars that have watched over Africa since the beginning of time. and they seem to whisper that this vision of unity and abundance is not just a dream, but a possibility waiting to unfold, one careful step at a time, like seeds planted in the patient earth of the Sahel, ready to grow when the conditions are finally right. Sleep comes gently, carried on the warm desert wind, and in your peaceful rest, the golden thread of the Sahel continues to weave its way across the continent, connecting every African heart in a tapestry of hope, resilience, and shared dreams of abundance for all. Hello, African child. Thank you for surviving another day. Your ancestors are proud of you. Where are you listening from tonight? And what time is it where you are drifting off to sleep? It'll be interesting to know where you are surrendering yourself to the sound of my voice. Before we begin, before you drift asleep, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a night of rest, ritual, and storytelling. If you would like to support the channel, you may buy me a cup of hibiscus tea. You can do so using the link in the description below. Now, it is story time, my friend. Close your eyes. Let the world soften around you. And let the story begin. You are standing on the boundless savanna of East Africa. Golden grasses sway gently in the breeze, stretching all the way to distant violet mountains that shimmer like dreams in the twilight haze. The land beneath your feet is warm and wise, echoing with the quiet footsteps of your ancestors, warriors, healers, and storytellers who once walked this path in quiet reverence. The air is cool and clean, laced with the earthy scent of wild sage and blossoming acacia. You breathe deeply, letting it fill your chest, feeling your whole being soften in its embrace. In the distance, a lone baobab tree rises like a guardian against the fading sky, its roots deep in memory, its branches cradling the stars. Tonight, you are not hunting game. You are hunting peace. You walk not in search of a prize, but in search of wisdom, stillness, and belonging. This is the sacred hunt passed down from your elders. One that asks not for speed or strength, but for still feet, deep breaths, and an open spirit. Your arms are adorned with red ochre markings, each a symbol of courage, of kinship with the land, of your place in the great cycle of life. You remember what your elders told you. The greatest hunters were not those who chased prey, but those who followed the quiet footprints of patience and clarity. As you begin walking, your pace settles into the ancient rhythm known to your people, a rhythm that matches your heart, the heartbeat of the land, and the hush of the wind weaving through the grasses. Every step you take carries you gently into the sacred night. The grass rustles softly, as if sharing secrets meant just for you. The sun dips lower, and the boundary between worlds begins to blur. This is the hour when the spirits and earth begin to breathe in unison. Above you, the stars emerge like tiny lamps lit by the hands of your ancestors. The Southern Cross gleams low on the horizon, steady and timeless. You feel watched over, accompanied. Their presence is not loud or grand. It is soft, like a hand resting lightly on your back. Your companions on this hunt are not people, but the elements. The wind is your guide, teasing open paths with its whisper. The stars are your map, ancient and unchanging. The land itself becomes a living memory, showing you where the wisdom lies buried, waiting. And what you seek is not an animal. It is a moment, a still point in time, a breath so deep and full that it silences all noise within. A peace so complete that it ripples outward, gently washing over the world. As you move forward, the savannah begins to glow in moonlight. It's no longer just land. It becomes story, dream, memory. Every blade of grass is a verse. Every stone hums with old songs. You are not just walking. You are entering a dream written by those who came before. You pause by a quiet stream, its waters silver under the stars. The sound of it is soft, like someone breathing in their sleep. You kneel and drink. It tastes like rainfall, like roots, like time. With every sip, you become more a part of this world, more deeply woven into the fabric of the land. The hunt continues, but now you understand. What you track is not something outside you. It's the quiet within. With each step, you draw closer to the calm that has always been waiting inside you, like fire hidden inside stone. You hear the distant rumble of elephants, old ones moving like walking hills through the darkness. Their voices are deep and slow, like the voices of the earth. They remind you that wisdom walks, not runs. That silence is not absence, but presence. You follow a narrow game trail, trodden smooth by thousands of hooves over generations. Fever trees arc overhead, their pale bark glowing ghost-like in the moonlight. They seem to bend toward you, acknowledging your quiet journey. The scent of distant fires drifts in the breeze. Families gathering, stories being told, food shared. You imagine children curled close, eyes wide, listening to tales of clever animals and brave ancestors. Their dreams mingle with yours, parts of the same nights. You walk quietly, and soon even your breath moves with the land. You enter what the elders call the hunter's stillness, when you no longer chase pace, but carry it with you. You pass a family of zebras in a clearing. They lift their heads, unafraid. They know you seek no harm. You are hunting something invincible, something only the soul can see. A rise in the land brings you to a hilltop, and there it is, the wide savanna laid out below you, moonlit and soft, infinite and still. You feel it again, that rightness, that sense of place. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And down in a quiet valley, you see it, a great baobab tree, alone and ancient. Its branches twist upward like hands in prayer. You walk toward it slowly. You know this is the heart of your journey. You reach the tree and place your palm to its back. It feels warm, like something alive. You feel its breath, its slow pulse, its memory. You sit among its roots, grounding yourself, resting your back against wisdom-made wood. Above you, stars wail silently in their dance. The hunter constellation shines high. Not a hunter of war, but a seeker of peace. A symbol of the sacred hunt you are now part of. You close your eyes and breathe in and out. The night holds you like a mother. A gentle breeze caresses your skin. You begin to dream while still awake. You see visions, soft and slow and glowing. Your people gathered in song. The great migrations of animals, the moon over sacred fires, a child being taught how to listen to the land. The stories pour through you, not loud, not bright, just quiet rivers of memory. You feel the hum of lineage, the drumbeat of old truths, the gentle voice of the world whispering, you belong. The tree breathes with you. The land sleeps around you, and you drift, not away, but inward, toward stillness, toward peace, toward home. And as you slip into sleep, the dawn begins to kiss the edge of the world. You do not wake, you rest, fully held, fully safe. The sacred hunt is complete, but your spirit walks still, at ease, at peace, at home.